All right, so you've missed work. You betrayed yourself, your coworkers, your managers, your family, your friends, and you feel bad about it. Maybe you woke up this morning and your manager sent you a slightly passive aggressive text and you don't know how to deal with it. That's what I'm here for. All right, so this morning I had the same thing. So, what happened was I swapped shifts with somebody. I work at Walmart. And the idea was to swap shifts with them so that they could go on a vacation and I could have 2 days off. So it was a win win. I took a huge hassle to get this shift swap done. We had to manually input it into the system for some reason because Walmart system computers suck. So I went through all these hoops with the managers to swap this shift so that I could work at 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. So then my 2 days off come along, which were yesterday and the day before. And I'm just having a hell of a time. I did Thanksgiving with Monson. I'm messaging a bunch of friends. I'm playing some Rocket League. It's just awesome. And so then last night I stayed up talking with one of my buddies. And this morning I woke up at about 10 a.m. And then it hit me like a ton of bricks. I'd missed my shift that started at 5 a.m. this morning. And so I felt pretty terrible about it actually because not only had I went through all these hoops to set up this swap in the first place, but I don't even have um, like the ability to show up for my shift swap. And so I'm thinking, man, my managers are gonna freaking kill me. And I'm thinking about my coworkers, what they're gonna think of me. I'm just a terrible person, right? And really, in all reality, I basically was. I was definitely feeling that this morning. I was just I feel so awful. So what did I do about it? I intellectualized the hell out of it. So right here, as you can see, the first thing I started off is some cognitive behavioral therapy. I opened up a Google Doc and I wrote down in the left column, this is called the double column method. So on the left column, I wrote out all the thoughts that were bothering me, all these thought patterns. And on the right column, I used my 135 IQ to its full extent. So I basically take every single point from the left column and I dismantle it on the right side and emotionally gaslight myself until I believe that I haven't done anything wrong. So once I did that, I came to a few conclusions that were very useful. First of all, I didn't betray myself. The reason why I know this is because the 2 days before that I set up this whole shift change, um, I actually put into my Google Calendar the shift change so that I would be reminded to do it. So this clearly shows evidence that I had every intent to work this 5 a.m. shift, but maybe I just didn't have the technical ability to set a strong enough reminder. And so maybe if I had set something like a loud alarm clock the day before that was just saying, remember, you have to work tomorrow at 5 a.m. Don't stay up like a son of a bitch. Then it would have been good. I also remember imagining myself setting my alarm for 4 a.m. and waking up to work that shift. So I have two pieces of evidence that I had every intent of working that shift. The next thing I realized is that I don't have the ability to control what others think about me. And that includes both my coworkers, my managers, my family, my friends. And so if they think that I'm an absolute sloth and I just won't show up for work, then I don't really have anything I can do about that. Um, and also at the same time, it's not very helpful for me to try to mind read them and, basically guess what they're thinking about me, especially if I'm guessing the worst things possible, like Caleb is an absolute sloth. So then I came to some other conclusions. I looked at my Walmart history and it looks like that I have two other occurrences um, two other occurrences for when I forgot a morning shift. So I thought, well, this isn't just a coincidence. This is starting to look like a pattern, that I forgot a morning shift 3 times in a row. So what's going on here? And I had to figure it out, but I think what it is I use Google Calendar. And one of the benefits of Google Calendar is it's very easy to set up, very easy to change, and to synchronize with your friends and all of that. But one of the drawbacks of Google Calendar is that it is not like plastered on your wall like a real calendar would be. Now, the benefit of a plastered on your wall calendar is that it just sits there and it stares at you and it reminds you of when you need to work. Whereas when you have a calendar on your computer, you have to turn on your computer, then you have to think, oh, I should check my calendar. So then you go and search calendar, and then you open up calendar, and then you look at your calendar. And it's just a big hassle. So this realization made me conclude that today I'm going to drive myself to Walmart and get my ass a calendar and actually put in my schedule. The next thing I thought, was even though I made a small technical error and I didn't actually betray myself and I didn't have to feel so bad about it that, it was something as drastic as I went back on my word or something horrible, that terrible people do. It still might be worth a formal apology to my managers. And so the next thing that I did is I actually opened a Google Doc and I wrote a 3-page formal apology and I've printed it off. And I'm going to use this 3-page formal apology and, gift wrap it for them and leave it under their doors so that they can understand the severity of my mistake and hopefully not, plan to murder me or something in my sleep. So there you go. That's my experience with missing work. I hope that my reaction to this situation was something that you found helpful if you've missed work. It's great to use that CBT, that double column method, and to write out your thoughts. It's great to work on yourself and your flaws as a person and maybe realize that you're not as bad as you thought you were, but it wouldn't be so bad to shape up a little bit and clean your room and get your piano set up in the back. And maybe I should be making my bed right now as well. I don't know, but yeah, it's not so bad to work on yourself as a person and to realize that you fucked up.